Hey guys, Houndoomed here, coming at you once again with another episode of Pokemon Black 2. On the last episode, we took down the champion of Unova, Iris. And on this episode, we're going to be heading through the aftergame sections. Well, not all of it, but some of it. When you first enter and load up, it will tell you that mode selection keys can now be transferred using Unova Link's key system. And whichever one you unlocked, whether it be challenge mode or easy mode, you will now be able to play it completely undeterred. However, you could transfer the keys beforehand if you had the key initially. So say for example you were playing White 2 and you had 2 DSs and you also had Black 2, which is completed. You could send over challenge mode to White 2 even though you'd only just started it. So it doesn't make that much big of a deal, but if you've got challenge mode just unlocked, it's quite good to go through on challenge mode. I'm not going to do that because it's just a standard LP, but yeah. So let's carry on. So, spring right now. Just to let you know, this team that I am currently playing with will unfortunately be retired in this episode. Everyone has done such an incredible job, and I'll give them a proper send-off later on, but yeah, for the aftergame section I'm going to be playing through with a brand new shiny team. But first of all, kicking things off, we have our mum talking to us. Welcome home, Sean. I barely recognise you. It seems like you've been through and whatever, you read that, not me. Oh, seems we're about to have a visitor. How did you know that? Oh, it's Cedric. Hello. Oh, so you're Sean. My name's Juniper. The one who gave you your Pokédex is my daughter. It's been a long time, Professor Juniper. Has it been that long? I can't remember. Well, that's not really why I came. Sean, to commemorate your entering the Hall of Fame, I'm going to upgrade your Pokédex to National Mode. I'll tell you what I upgraded, so why don't you ask? I think that's what he said. Well, actually, it's really simple. I made it so you can register all of the National Pokédex Pokémon. Wow, that's amazing. That must be why you and your daughter are Pokémon professors. Ha ha ha, flattery won't get you anywhere. Well then, I think I'd best be taking my leave. Listen up, there's still many Pokémon in this world. Sometimes Pokémon attack each other for food, sometimes they help one another. They protect each other's places. I can't read today. I'd be happy if you think about things like that while looking at the Pokédex. He left. Oh, that's right, Sean, I have a present for you too. It's a max revise. Woohoo. No matter what you do, your time is yours and your Pokemon's alone. So decide what you want to do for yourself and do it! I enjoy my own time in my own way too. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Oh, it's summer now. Of course. Hello, Hugh. Hey, my sis has something she wants to tell you. Sean, my Purloin. It evolved, but thank you very much for finding it. There's more, right? Sean, these days I've been having dreams about a Pokemon called Zoroark. It was calling your name, Sean. I don't really get it, but I hear that the Zoroark from her dreams is on Victory Road. That's what she wanted to say. Be seeing you. Oh, almost forgot. Congrats on becoming the champion. I called it. You've got good instincts. Well, that's what you wanted initially at the beginning of this journey. So yes, she will talk about having the Zoroark that was on Victory Road that we covered in part 46. It is now around for you to move, basically. However, I will cover that later on. First of all, I would like to get myself my new team. Now, first of all, you can get many different Pokemon now that you've got on the National Dex. You can get many different Pokemon that you want to get in whatever way you like, basically. There are quite a few different Pokemon that you can get throughout many different routes. I will be possibly doing Pokemon reviews. I think I should, but it is still quite a lot of work to have to do them for Pokemon that... I mean, most people don't tend to change their teams after they get through the aftergame. I'm going to, but yeah, you don't have to. And most people don't. I tend to never do it. This is the first time I'm actually ever doing it. Apart from like once where I changed one of my Pokemon to use a Hydreigon, but apart from that, that was it. Now, So now we can go on to the Marvelous Bridge. But one thing you must be clear about is now that you can go onto the Marvelous Bridge, if you remember back in, God knows what part it was, when we went to the Strange House near Reversal Mountain, there was an item that you got there which was called the Lunar Wing. Now, on Marvelous Bridge, this is where you encounter Cresselia, which is the Pokemon that is activated by that wing. Now, I am not going to be fighting Cresselia, as most of you know who watch my LPs regularly, which is all 2 of you. I do not do legendaries separately. I might do them for this because there's a lot of them in this game. But for now, I'm not going to do them. I'm going to concentrate solely on getting myself my team. Now, this guy, he has a deal for you, and he will sell you the secret Pokemon Magikarp for an unbelievable 500 Pokédollars. Now, that is the classic Magikarp salesman from back in the day, and of course now it is not such a big deal considering you have Ordino to get that thing to a Gyarados right away. But Gyarados is actually relatively rare because you cannot find Magikarp that easily. As before, you had like the Old Rod, which could fish up a Magikarp any way you like. In this game, you only have the Super Rod, which we can't even get yet. We need to wait until much later. Well, it depends where you go, but you need to go to Nuvema Town basically, and you have quite a lot of areas to get through to get the Super Rod. So, if you want a Gyarados, feel free to get one now because that's a good place to get one. Of course, you're going to have the Falling Wings. They will give you a Swanna. But you will be given a Q when... Here we go. The Lunar Wings started shining. Do you want to hold it up high? Now, I'm not going to do this right now because I feel like it would be easier to do it for Cresselia, but when I actually fight it. But if you do say yes, you will have a chance to save, so you don't need to worry about fighting it straight away. Hello, hello. Ah, such magnificent scenery. Yeah, I love the Marvelous Bridge. It is such a cool place. Either way, you will be able to go on the Marvelous Bridge and have a little look. What do people buy from the vending machine? I've diligently checked this, and I learned something. The chance of getting an extra item is 3%. That's not very high, is it? Now, I don't remember if you still battle, but I'm not going to risk it, I don't think. Now, there are some battles on this route, of course. First of all, though, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, if you talk to this girl, you will be able to trade a Rotom, her Rotom, for your Ditto. Now, you can always just go and catch that any way you wish in the Giant Chasm, that's what I was trying to say, and then go ahead and get yourself a Rotom. That's a good place to get one. Now, this is the place where you want to do the bulk of your Pokemon transferring, and this is where you can transfer all of your Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, as well as Heart Gold and Soul Silver, onto your 5th gen game, whatever it may be. You can set this up, but you must have 2 DSs. Now, I'm going to do this to get my team. I was trying to avoid her, and I did. Good. So this is the Pokemon Transfer Lab, and as soon as you walk in, hello. Hi, hello. You came here. That means you are a visitor? Huh? No? You came all the way here. Ah, you are a trainer? Are you in the middle of your journey? Ah, this is your trainer card? What? You have all the gym badges? Great, you may be able to... Professor Park! Quick, quick! Alright. Calm the fuck down, will you? Oh, there you are. Professor, do you have a minute? I think you do. Listen. This kid is a trainer who has all the gym badges. All of them! I'm sure this trainer can operate it. I have told you many times. This invention is great indeed, but without a professional trainer... What? You have all the gym badges? All of them? Fantastic! Fantastico! Yahoo! Calm down. What a great day. Great. Unbelievable. Hi, I am Professor Andrew Park. You, Sean, are you willing to participate in an ambitious experiment that will make history? The device is called Poké Transfer. It connects blah 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 called DS system, meanwhile, blah blah, of molecules, and then while evoking, blah blah, ergo, energy particles will, blah blah, and if the frequency, as you see with far away Pokemon, the alpha waves, blah blah, yeah, spectacular results, that's basically the end of it. To put it more simply, if you use this device, you may be able to bring Pokemon here from other regions, but just for safety's sake, the Pokemon you're transferring should not be holding anything, so make sure to take their items first. That's not necessarily true. If you do try to transfer a Pokemon through Poke Transfer and they haven't had their items removed, they'll just be deposited into the bag. However, if you have a full bag, they may get lost forever, so do be careful about that. So, you're a fantastic Pokemon trainer. Will you participate in the great experiment of the century? You need 2 DS systems to use Poke Transfer. We will conduct the experiment with another DS. Is that okay? Not right now. So yes, that is basically the gist of it. I'm not going to show it on film because, as 100% of you know, I'm using an emulator, which means I can't actually do this, but I'm going to pretend that I am. I will basically just generate the Pokemon that I'm going to be using. Legitimately, of course. They're going to have all legitimate stats and what have you. But just because I haven't got 3DS capture, which I should, then I am going to just generate them, and yeah. But, you know, pretend I didn't say that. So when you go in, you can basically pick 6 Pokemon, similar to how it used to be in the Power Park, and then you can play a little game where you shoot Pokeballs and you try to catch them when they're hiding and they're moving around and what have you. It's just a really simple game, and then you have points which you can you'll get a certain amount of points, which mean absolutely screw all, and then you'll get your Pokemon, and then the leaves will be deposited in. I think they're going to be put into the box straight away. But yes, so what that means is I'm going to have 6 brand new shiny Pokemon. Not actually shiny, but they'll be shiny and new. So what we're going to do is it's not going to be massively official. I'm just going to, you know, kind of say goodbye to all these Pokemon since they've been with us for over a year, basically, because I've used them for so long. So, Krusty Krab, you had an interesting name, which I loved from the get-go. Your ability changed halfway through the journey. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, you were a great Pokemon. You were exactly what I wanted you to be. A fantastic bulky attacker with such great moves, and you even had Shell Smash, which I barely ever used, but you were a fantastic Pokemon. I absolutely adored using you, Krusty. Fantastic Pokemon. Great coverage, and your memory will live on because I'm using a Pokemon that's going to be very similar to you. No spoilers just yet, but yeah, so we will see. But yeah, so long, Krusty. You were such a great Pokemon. Next was Blu-ray. Blu-ray, you were a Pokemon which I could not wait to use. I have always wanted to use a Mantine properly. I've never properly used one ever, and many people underestimate Mantine, and I underestimated you originally as well, but you're pretty good at what you do. You're really, really good defensively, particularly on the special side, and you can take a lot of hits, more than you would expect, and you have good coverage and a great ability and a great nature, which I didn't plan, but that was great. You even had Hidden Power Grass, which I didn't utilise, but you were just amazing. You were such an MVP in the Elite Four. You just deserve all the respect you can get. So, thanks for time, Blu-ray. Next was Electra. You had your difficulties with your leveling, and then your moves were all over the place for the majority of the game, but you did fantastically. You're exactly the kind of Pokemon I wanted. Nice bulky attacker. You're a bit slow, but you know, then again, that's expected. It had great coverage, no weaknesses, exactly what I needed. Thanks a ton, Electra, you were great. Next we had Ignite, the oldest member of the team. You took forever to evolve, but you were a real powerhouse right from the get-go. Like, when you were just that little Magby learning that Flame Burst in that bug gym, you just a powerhouse, and you haven't stopped going. And even when you got Fire Blast, you were just so powerful. Your special attack is so high. fantastic Pokemon. So glad I used you, because many people don't tend to pick Magby. They tend to just go for Arcanine, Chandelure, or Darmanitan, whereas I went a little bit out of the box and I used a Magmortar. Used one before in a Platinum playthrough, but great Pokemon. Loved using you. Conkeldurr. I was really looking forward to using you along with Krusty Krab because, as I mentioned in a very long time ago, I did a practice Nuzlocke on Black 2, and I got a Crustle and a Timber, and I caught them fairly early on, and they survived the entire playthrough. And it wasn't a wedlock, but they basically acted as if they were in a wedlock because they just fought together. They were fantastically bulky, just amazing Pokemon. I couldn't ask for anything better, and in this playthrough I wanted to recreate that, and that's exactly what I did, and it turned out fantastically. Conker, you just were so good. You have perfect coverage on all of your moves. Bulk up as well, you have Guts, Toxicor, Drain Punch, just so good. Even though I basically only used 2 moves on you, you were just fantastic. Such a great Pokemon, and I was so happy that I picked you. And finally, Hieroglyph. While you were a little lacking in your special attack, well, more so than I was expecting, you did great. Magic Guard made you so good, and you had great moves. You were powerful from the get-go. You had good bulk, not fantastic, but you were pretty good. By the time you got Energy Ball, you were just amazing because you used to be able to take out so many different things. And yeah, you've just been fantastic. You're amazing in the Elite Four. Was really looking forward to using a Sigilyph because I've never used one before, and yeah, it was just amazing using you. So I'm really glad I picked you as well. I'm glad I picked all of my Pokemon. They've all been fantastic. I've got to say that Blu-ray's probably the MVP generally, but everyone just did amazingly well, and I'm so glad I used all of them. They're just so good. So this is dragging on slightly, so I am sorry, but I will be back in a 30-second period probably, which you won't see, and yeah, so then I will have a brand new team, and I will unveil that rather in literally a second. So I'll see you in a sec. And thanks to all of my Pokemon, and thanks to all the viewers for watching for this long. And but it's the beginning. It's the end. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's a new beginning, basically. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we're back. That took a while. So we have changed the team, and you're going to see the newly unveiled Pokemon. So, have you had any guesses about who they might be? Well, I'm using quite a few of my favourite Pokemon. One of them is just almost at the top of my list, it's so amazing. But I'm going to skip into this as quickly as I can. So, hopefully you didn't see anything. First of all, we have Togekiss. Togetank the Togekiss. Bit of a lame nickname, but fuck it. So, I bred, in inverted commas, these Pokemon, except, no, all of them. So I managed to get a modest one for this one. Serene Grace, of course. And then Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Flamethrower, and Fly. I was initially going to have an HM Slave, and then I decided to pick a 6th Pokemon, and Fly was really... I changed 2 of my Pokemon. I changed my Water type, because initially I was going to have Rotom Wash, who couldn't learn Surf, obviously. So I've changed it for a Water type who can learn Surf, although all others can, so I don't know why I said it like that. And also I needed Fly, so to get myself the 6th Pokemon, I've also just given Fly to Togetank. He was initially going to have Shadow Ball, but quite frankly, Shadow Ball is hardly that big a deal, because I'm going to have one Pokemon who's also going to have a super effective move for Ghosts and Psychics. Well, also another one for Psychics as well. But also, my final Pokemon, who I swapped for, is also very capable of taking out Ghost types. So, it's not that big a deal. Right, so yeah, that's Togekiss. Togekiss is one of my favourite Pokemon of all time. It is absolutely amazing. It does its job phenomenally. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's a fairly common set, not counting Fly, obviously. But yeah. Next we have Inferno, incredibly imaginative name, I know. The Infernape, which was an adamant nature, which is pretty epic. So it has a fairly weird set, which I've given it, mainly to fill in some things that I needed. Fire Punch is not going to be hanging around. I will be getting rid of it for Flare Blitz when he learns it. But he also has Close Combat, Thunder Punch, and Muck Punch. I definitely need priority on this team, so Infernape is a good user of it. Thunder Punch is also there as a bit of a coverage move. I was going to initially give him Rock Slide, but then I thought, I don't really need the Rock type move, whereas I do need the Electric type move, so that's quite good. So Infernape is quite cool. He's a Sinnoh starter, one that I'm very familiar with, as I basically only used Infernape whenever I played Diamond and Pearl. There were two fire types, him and Rapidash, and I don't like Rapidash very much, so we're using Infernape. But yeah, Infernape is pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people don't really like Infernape that much, and it's fairly easy to see why when there's Blaziken about, but I didn't want to go too OP with Blaziken. Plus also Infernape learns Muck Punch, which is more suited to my team. So, also into the mix we have Dragon Ball, the Drodigan, sorry. Yeah, I know it's a fairly silly name, but screw it. So, Dragon Ball here is, yeah, I don't know what happened with that, but serious nature, worked out quite well. Sheer Force, which is not really going to be hugely useful, but it will be good for two of the moves, as you can see. Pretty good bulky attacker we have here. This thing filled all of the things that I needed. I needed something to take out dragon types, and then I needed a ground type move, and then also a dark type move. And this guy filled out everything, so, and then Thunder Punch is there for filler, basically. So, he is a pretty awesome bulky attacker. I became quite accustomed to Drodigan when I played through my practice Blaze Black 2 Nuzlocke that I was mentioning before we had a cut. And this guy saved me for the Elite Four. He's so bulky, so powerful, and just amazing. The only issue is his speed, but quite frankly, I don't care. So, also, we have Cooper, the incredibly unimaginative nickname for Ludicolo. Ludicolo is an amazing Pokemon that I love to bits. It is my second favourite water type and second favourite grass type. So, this thing is awesome. I was initially going to have Focus Blast on it, but then I don't really need the fighting type coverage. And Rain Dance under Swift Swim is going to make this thing a beast. So Surf, Giga Drain, Ice Beam. Giga Drain is obviously not the best move, but considering Ludicolo is slightly more defensive than most grass types. Well, not most grass types, I should have said, like, for its stats, it's slightly more defensive than you would expect. So that I'll give you the Giga Drain just because it's basically the same power as Energy Ball, and it's 5 less power, has the same PP, and it does a better job, frankly. Instead of lowering special defense by one stage, it heals 100% of the time. So Giga Drain is just so much better. But yeah, I really think this Ludicolo is going to be epic. I freaking love Ludicolo so much. I mean, how can you not love a dancing pineapple duck? Really? I really couldn't think of a nickname for it, so Cooper's the best I came up with, so yeah. Then, fifth of all, we have Adamantite, the Armaldo. This thing is the guy that's strangely similar to my Krusty Krab. This thing is all-out power, and then slightly defensive as well. X-Scissor, Rock Slide, Dig, and Hone Claws. I was initially going to give it Sword Stance until I realised I don't have the TM for it, which is just useful. So Hone Claws will do just as well. I mean, quite frankly, he's like powerful enough as it is, and it will just help Rock Slide, really, because it's going to boost accuracy as well. So I thought Hone Claws would be a good substitute. Armaldo is my favourite fossil Pokemon of all time. I absolutely adore it. It is so good. It is really defensive, really powerful, and if you give it Swift Swim, which I decided not to do, I couldn't be bothered finding a Swift Swim Anorith, you can give it Swift Swim, and it will have double its speed, so it will be even better. I thought that would be quite good alongside Ludicolo, but then I thought, I can't be bothered, so it is what it is, basically. Armaldo is amazing. I love it to bits. I'm saying that about all of these Pokemon, but it really is true. And lastly, this one, it was going to be... This is the one that I took out my HM Slave for. Now this one is a bit of a joke, but I have played through this thing on Y before, and it actually worked out pretty well. Now you may laugh, but I've used stranger Pokemon in the past. So, Mantine was my slightly silly, but actually turned out to be quite serious and quite powerful Pokemon. And then for the second half, we are using Wobbuffet. So, here's the story with Wobbuffet. I have always wanted to use Wobbuffet for God knows how long, and so I wanted to use one in a game where it would actually work out quite well. So I used it in Y, and it has been amazing. Absolutely fantastic Pokemon. I couldn't have asked for a better Pokemon, quite frankly. Its ability is kind of useless in game, really. I could have found a telepathy one, but can't be bothered. Shadow Tag just do the job, really. So counter, Miracle, Encore, and Destiny Bond. I do not need Splash or Charm or Endure. I think is it Endure that Why Not learns? I don't remember. It might just be Encore. Splash, Charm, Encore, and then Counter, Miracle, Safeguard, and Destiny Bond. I don't need, to be honest, I don't even need those bottom two moves because I use Wobbuffet well enough not to be able to have to use those bottom two moves, but they're there for filler. Destiny Bond will possibly come in useful, but quite frankly, I don't ever want to faint with this thing if I have to. So, if I don't have to, rather. So yeah. As for its nickname, you may be wondering what the hell does that mean. If you take off the E and put the circle accent over the top of the first A, it actually means patience in Swedish. Now, patience is obviously Wobbuffet's main feature, I guess. And when I saw that, when I thought of giving it a like a foreign name, and so I thought patience would be quite good. And then I thought I'd just look through the languages and saw which one would have been best, because I thought patience was just a bit of a silly name. So Talon mode, I kind of see it as like a defensive mode. It's not that at all, but it's just a different mode of playing. Let's say it that. It's I can't pronounce it properly, but it doesn't have the E on the end, basically. But I looked at that and I thought that could easily be just Talon mode, so that's its name. So yeah, we'll see how serious this Wobbuffet turns out to be, but I love Wobbuffet so much. It is just so funny. If you haven't watched the anime, you need to watch it, just all the way through with Wobbuffet, because he is just amazing. He just says one word and it just cracks you up every time you see it. So that's the team. We're all a little low health at the moment because I wanted to go fly somewhere to test something out, and I accidentally walked into a fight. So you will see which one that is. So let us explore a couple of areas. Now that woman there, the one that I was trying to dodge at the beginning of the episode, that's the one who I accidentally fought. Just for the record, she has a gold pin, she has a Garbodor, and a Magnezone. So apologies for that, but it's not that big a deal. I mean, it's just 3 Pokemon that you saw me kind of struggle through. Now, who do we want to lead with? I'm gonna settle for Togetank, I think. So this is a brand new route, of course. So we've got some new Pokemon here. One of which you will be very interested in, which is Pupitar. So you will be able to get yourself a nice, strong Tyranitar right from the get-go. But first of all, we've got this guy to fight. Now, initially, you will fight if you come this route, which is quite short, which is why I've come here first, as well as also the transfer lab. You'll come across quite weak Pokemon, unevolved, don't really do anything. But quite frankly, who cares? I mean, you've got to come through here at some point. You find a good TM here, if I recall correctly. Yeah, so actually, is it Earthquake you get here? I don't remember. It might be Earthquake you get here. So, Growlithe, Big Whoop, Stoutland. Let's go into Inferno. Oh, this thing might have Intimidate. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't. Good, good. Let's close combat. I don't remember what level this thing gets Flare Blitz at. Mr. Druddigan over there gets Outrage at level 62, which is pretty cool. In his review in the Victory Road, I said he couldn't get Outrage, but yeah, he can. So yeah. I didn't explain Adamant Tight's nickname very well. If you played RuneScape, it is an armor on that game, but basically for the purpose of this, Adamantite is an extremely strong material. I can't remember if it's a metal or not. I think it's a metal, but it's pretty damn strong, not powerful. I'm thinking of Armaldo. So I thought, because he's quite defensive, I thought that would be quite a good name for it, and it works well because it's A and Armaldo and what have you. So yeah, I mean, I'm not very imaginative with my nicknames, but ugh. So let's use Wobbuffet. Oh, I have an item. I have items. I need to get in the mode here. So I wonder why they're at the top. I don't know why they are at the top. So let us give the leftovers to Talamode here. I'm going to give the expert belt to good old Inferno over there. Ugh, this is annoying. Come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Expert belt. Where are you? There you are. At the very bottom, of course. Dragon Ball, I'm going to give not the expert belt, that's not a good idea. Let's think. I guess we'll just give you the Dragon Fang. Cooper, you're going to get what can you get? Let's give you the scope lens. Of course, that's almost near the top. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Scope lens. Adamantite, you are going to get Rocky Helmet. Let's go with the Rocky Helmet. You're quite slow. Oh, don't I have two? Where's the first one? Oh, there we go. And Toga Tank, what can we give you? Could also give you the Rocky Helmet, but I think we will give that a miss. Oh, let's give you the wide lens, just so that we don't ever have a time where Air Slash is missing, because that's just not cool. So yeah, I think we're fine. So let's give this Wobbuffet a try. Hello, hello. When you embark on a journey, you discover many joys. What will I discover fighting you? That you can be swept by a Wobbuffet. Oh dear. Who do you have? Seedot. Right, this isn't exactly a very fantastic Pokemon to have to use this strategy with. Oh, I need to remember something actually. Oh, I thought you were going to do that. Okay, fine. That's not really going to do anything. And the problem is that I'm not going to be able to counter as something switches in, which sucks. Whatever. You have a Krogunk. Yeah, I can stay in for that. What are you shuddering? Oh, Mirror Coat. Nasty Plot. Okay. What special moves would you have at this point? I really don't think it's going to have any type of special move, but just in case. God. Can you actually attack me? This is the one problem with Wobbuffet, but it is kind of the strategy he goes for, so you just got to learn to deal with it. Oh, for God's sake, can you not just boost to +6 and actually do something? You're going to boost to +6 and then you're actually going to do nothing. You're just going to sit there and laugh at me as you use a physical move. Are you really just going to do status moves against me? This is ridiculous. I'm not going to do anything. Just heal all of that with leftovers. Come on then, what are you going to do? See, I knew it! Why? What was the whole point of doing that, really? There was absolutely zero point of you doing that whatsoever. Luckily that did a respectable 54 damage, so a counter would do quite well. So, no. I am switching you out right now, Talamo. That is ridiculous. Oh, critical hit. That'll be why then. Okay, so you're going to pay for that. I don't have any psychic type moves, that's strange. Who haven't we used yet? Dragon Ball. Let's send you out. Wow, you're faster than that Krogunk. Pretty impressive. And we have a Cacnea. Okay, let's go into Koopa. It's a heavy cactus for such a small thing. Ice Beam, and down you go. Right, so when I next go to a Pokemon Center, I need to buy max potions because they are what I'm going to need for my. I have a lot of thingies here. That's what I'm going to need for my Wobbuffet. So before I do anything else, I'm going to throw some PP ups and maxes around, particularly for Inferno's close combat. And there's another move as well, I can't remember which one it was. Oh, I remember. It doesn't really matter at this stage, but I do remember. Let's just go do a quick switch around. No, I don't need any more. What I do need, however, do I have the TM for it? I don't remember. Oh, I do. I'm going to teach Fire Blast to Togetank because really, with the as I talked about with Mr. Ignite, the power is much better than with Flamethrower because despite, I mean, I'm not really going to be using 8 PP that often, really. And the power is much better. I mean, the accuracy is a little annoying, but quite frankly, it's just another thing for Wide Lens to go against. To go with, rather. Now, I need to sort these, but I don't remember which button it is. Not that one. Definitely not that one. I'm going to use some... No, well, I only have one. A Zinc on Talamode, and then also some HP up. I don't know why that is. Okay, whatever. And some iron. Thank you. I'm going to HP up on Dragon Ball instead then. And then we're going to give calcium to Koopa. It's a shame to waste this stuff. And then protein to Dragon Ball. I think that was a bit of a mistake. On second thoughts. And then Carbos to Togetank. Cool. Right, so moving on. I need to put a repel up. I said that as I ran into a Pokemon. Oh, hello, speak of the devil, Mr. Pupitar. See, absolutely perfect. Oh, I shouldn't be leading with you. Okay, well, we're good for this one. Yeah, so you get a Pupitar at pretty much the right level. It'll only require a bit of leveling to be caught up for the rest of... Actually, no, it doesn't, because by the time you catch it and evolve it into Tyranitar, you can do that with a rare candy, quite frankly. You have enough of them. You can literally just... Oh yeah, you're freaking so high level, aren't you? Wait, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, I used a Hyper Potion and not a Repel. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, so what I was going to say was, yeah, so once you get a Tyranitar, you can just, it will be like level 55, 56. So by that stage, it will be powerful enough on its own to be able to get through without needing to level up anymore. Because all the Pokemon are going to be kind of level 60-ish. as you've been seeing from the couple of battles I've done so far. So yeah, this is the one problem with Wobbuffet. You can't lead with it, because if you lead with it, then you're just going to be sucked into battles which you can't get out of. Now because we're going... Oh no, this isn't the thick grass yet. Oh, Max Potion, I was just talking about you. Okay, so we've got Repel up, so we don't need to worry about here anymore. Now, first of all... Too far. Oh, I have 3 of these. Good, 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 good. I'm going to use these on Tyler mode, because clearly I want to keep his HP up. Hello, hello. I've got lots of items in my backpack. I'll use them well to secure victory. Please don't. I really cannot be bothered. Corinne. Put Gienna. Okay, I hope you don't use special moves, because I can't do anything to you otherwise. Good. That will do a nice chunk, and then I will counter it back. There we go. Cubone. We can switch for this. Let us go into Koopa. I think we're going to Giga Drain just to get some HP up. Doesn't really matter, but... There's a Pokemon I considered using, actually. I was looking for a nice Pokemon to use a ground type move, and Marowak popped up with his thick club, and I was almost sold, but I didn't go for it in the end. We're fine. I wish Tolkar was a bit better than it is. I really like Tolkar. When you have too many moves or items, you can actually end up a bit overwhelmed. Not for me, but whatever. Okay, so I don't have strength right now. I want strength because I'm almost certain that Earthquake is on this route. Almost certain. We'll say 95%. Now who can learn this? Almost everyone. Okay, so I'm going to give it to Adamantite and get rid of Home Claws just for now, because he is powerful enough as it is, quite frankly. I don't need strength that often, but I'm just trying to think. Is it needed in Twist Mountain? I don't think it is. Okay, so this doesn't lead to Earthquake. There's another rock hanging around. This leads to an Ultra Ball. It also leads to some Dark Grass, so if you want to get yourself a Pupitar that's a bit stronger, like for example, see that's much stronger, then feel free, basically. Now this is going to take a while. Oh dear, Talamode. The fact that you're so slow is just annoying. The leftovers is nice though. What am I supposed to be running from? Is it the Sand Slash? So I should be able to run next turn, I think. I hope. Oh, actually, they're higher level, aren't they? This is frustrating. My leftovers is just eking this out at this stage. There we go. Right, let's get out of this grass. Okay, so there isn't any more dark grass on this route, and there's one more battle, so I'm going to Hyper Potion. That's enough HP, I don't care about the rest. Okay, so... not going to bother. Whoop. And there we go, TM26 for Earthquake. Everybody knows about this move and how freaking amazing it is. So, we're teaching this and getting rid of Dig on both of the Pokemon that have it. So Dragon Ball, you're getting Earthquake, a much, much better move than Dig. And we're also going to give it to Adamantite in place of Dig. Cool. Okay, so one final battle for the route. Oh no, there's two. Okay, I forgot you were here. I'm planning on transferring a Pokemon using Poké Transfer, but before I do... Yes, please don't waste any time then, please. Meowth. Oh, this is funny. Meowth and Wobbuffet. Counter. Oh, that didn't do very much. Oh, for God's sake. Damn it, Meowth, can't you be a bit stronger? Captivate. Can we not, please? Please, can we not? Now use Assurance. I'll probably do enough to knock you out then. Ugh. What is this accomplishing? You're doing a whole 24 damage to you. You have a stronger move and you're not using. Oh, really? Alright, we're switching. I cannot be arsed with this. Now I cannot wait to get to the stronger Pokemon. It's going to Togetank. Oh, for God's sake. Well, frankly, I think an Aura Sphere would still take you out of this range. Am I right? Yeah. That's how powerful I am and how weak you are. Glameow. We're going to go into Inferno, and I think a Muck Punch will suffice, to be honest. Ow. Okay. These cats are so weak. And a Perugly? Oh, a Lipid. Okay. I'll stay in. Again, I think Muck Punch will suffice. Maybe survive with a little bit left over. Nope. Well done, Inferno. I wish I had a better name for you, but oh well. Okay, so there's one more battle with a Hiker, if I remember correctly. Oh, he's been moved. Or he's not here anymore. Okay, whatever. Alright, so through here is... Now, what you just saw on the bulletin board, or whatever it's called, is actually something I will cover in a later episode. They're basically swarms. You know, if you've played previous games, you'll know all about swarms. So, here we are in Black City. Now this will be White Forest if you're in White 2. If I remember, I don't know if there's still battles here. I mean, I'm not going to care right now because this episode has dragged on long enough. And it's going to drag on even longer because we've got Pokemon reviews coming up. Lovely. Oh, actually, no. What do you think? Should I carry on with the Pokemon review feature properly, like I have been doing, or do you think I should just cover them like I did in Platinum? Now that it's aftergame, and most people are not going to change their Pokemon unless for a really strong Pokemon, like for example that Tyranitar. I mean, everybody knows how good Tyranitar is. It would be a 5-star Pokemon easily. Just has a ton of weaknesses and it's quite slow, but to be honest, it's just so good that it doesn't even matter. So, you may be wondering what this is. This is the Black Tower, or the White Tree Hollow if you're playing White 2. Now, this is an extremely strong area where you actually get experience and you work through different areas and then fight the boss of that area. And at the end you can get a shiny Pokemon. for your trouble. Now there are extremely strong Pokemon in this area. I'm not going to cover it now because it will have its own few episodes. I'm not going to do it in one, but it will have its own few episodes. I may do it in one. I could speed it up and add music. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's something for a later episode. So I'm not going to do that right now. However, one thing you may want to do is come in here, because if you're... Or actually, are they actually still any in here? Apparently not. Yeah, thank you. You don't need to tell me it twice. Everyone here talks about making money, basically. And then there's this guy, who is the boss of Black City. Yeah, so everyone in here is just talking about money. So secretly they're all Krusty, not Krusty Krabs, Mr. Krabs. Eugene Krabs. Okay, so there's also this house. Not very. Oh god, everyone is just like monotone here. They just all talk about making money. Okay, so this gate here leads to Route 14, which is the link to Undella Town. So we're not going to go any further. This episode has covered enough, I think, to be honest. It's covered the new team, which is basically the whole episode. It also covered Marvelous Bridge and Route... What on earth route number is that? 15, I think. Yeah, 15. Definitely 15. So, I'm not going to do Pokemon reviews. I'm just going to leave it, because, frankly, it's a lot more editing time that is really not as worth it. I can tell you the new Pokemon on the route, and then we can just leave it at that. On Route 15, let's think. There's Sandslash. I'd give him 3.5 stars. Fearow, 2.5 stars. Oh Jesus, I don't think there's anything else. Just Pupitar, which would obviously get 5 stars. So yeah, I think that's it. I can cover minor details, and I think that's what I'll do, because doing detailed 3-minute reviews for each Pokemon is a bit tedious when, frankly, I mean, there aren't that many new Pokemon, but it just seems a bit pointless considering how most people don't change their teams after doing the Elite Four. They want to just stick with who they know. So, yeah, so we're just going to leave it. I'll do minor reviews there and there. What am I trying to say? Here and there, that's what I was trying to say. So we'll see. But as for right now, I will see you on the next episode, where we will be going west of Opelucid City. Oh, actually, no, there's going to be one thing first, which we'll be seeing about that Zoroark that's on Victory Road, as we may as well do that first. So, until the next time, I will see you then, guys.